This is either a perfect return to Star Wars or a complete copy of Episode 4, A New Hope. We've only got 3 Star Wars films left to review before May the 4th, and now we have reached the sequel trilogy. If you're enjoying this series, drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss the rest. I'm covering every Star Wars film with a mix of YouTube reviews and written reviews over on the website, and I'll leave links to everything down below in the description if you want to follow along. Now, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. I feel like when it comes to this film, people fall into 2 very clear camps. On one side, you've got those who see it as a complete retread of A New Hope. And honestly, I get that. You've got a hopeful hero on a desert planet, a droid carrying a secret, a planet-destroying weapon, and a masked villain that feels very reminiscent of Darth Vader. But for me, I lean more towards this being a smart homage than a lazy remake. This film had an almost impossible job. There was a 10-year gap between Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and this movie, so J.J. Abrams and Disney had to do 2 things at once. They had to satisfy lifelong fans of the franchise, at the same time introduce Star Wars to a complete new generation. And honestly, what better way to do that than to go back to what worked? It might feel like it's playing it safe, but I would say the opposite. It raises questions, it introduces interesting characters, and it leaves you wanting more. There's one thing this film absolutely nails: intrigue. It throws so many questions at you that you can't help but get pulled in. Who is Rey? Who is Snoke? Why does Luke's lightsaber call to Rey? How did Maz get it in the first place? I remember finishing this film and immediately wanting the next chapter. That sense of mystery was exciting, and it's something Star Wars does really well when it leans into the magic. The characters are where this film really works for me. Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron is probably my favourite of the new trio. He's fearless, confident, and just effortlessly cool. John Boyega as Finn is another great addition. A stormtrooper who breaks away from the First Order is such a strong concept, and he brings a lot of heart and humour to the film. You can feel his fear, his uncertainty, but also his desire to do the right thing. Kylo Ren, played by Adam Driver, is fascinating. His look, his ship, his presence, it's all great. And that moment where he stops a blaster bolt mid-air with the Force is incredible. But I'll admit, when the helmet comes off, he feels less intimidating. Not in a bad way, but he suddenly feels more human, more conflicted. And that actually makes him more interesting. It raises questions about how he got to this point, and what pulled him to the dark side. Captain Phasma, played by Gwendoline Christie, looks incredible, but she's barely used, and it really does feel like a missed opportunity. As for Rey, played by Daisy Ridley, she does a solid job as the lead. I wasn't instantly drawn to her the first time I watched this, not in the same way I was with Luke, but she definitely grows on me as the story progresses. I love the world building details in this film. Seeing the ruins of the Empire is such a great touch. Rey living inside the crashed AT-AT, the Millennium Falcon flying through the wreckage of Star Destroyers. It adds so much history to the world without needing to explain it. And for all of the criticism the sequel trilogy gets, at least we got BB-8. I'd honestly say he is my second favourite droid of the entire franchise after R2. There's just something instantly lovable about him. Seeing Harrison Ford back as Han Solo was genuinely special. He's still got that cocky charm, but now there's a layer of him that feels tired, worn down by everything that he's been through. And I love that he isn't just a side character here, he is central to the story. And that line...
It's true. The Force, the Jedi,
That line hit me. As someone who grew up with these films, it genuinely gave me chills. It reminded me why I fell in love with Star Wars in the first place. There are some great light moments. Han saying, "Oh really, you're cold," to Chewie gets me laughing every single time. But then we get that moment between Kylo Ren and Han Solo, and it's difficult to watch. I remember feeling genuinely angry the first time I saw it. It wasn't just shock, it was personal, and that's when everything clicked for me. This is where I fully bought into the film. From that moment on, I wanted the heroes to succeed more than anything. I was completely invested. That emotional shift is what takes the film from being enjoyable to something that actually means something. And the final lightsaber fight is also fantastic. It's completely different from anything we've seen before. There's no refined skill, no elegance. It's raw, messy, and emotional. It feels like a fight rather than a duel. And that works well for these characters. It's brutal, it's desperate, and it perfectly reflects where they are in their journey. Although it is a bit convenient that R2-D2 decides to wake up exactly when he's needed at the end of the film, but it is just one of those moments that you'll have to go with. But the ending of seeing Luke, that moment had me genuinely excited for what was coming next. Overall, I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. Yes, it borrows heavily from A New Hope, but I think it does exactly what it needed to do. It reintroduced Star Wars in a way that felt exciting, familiar, and full of potential. So I'm giving Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, a 4 out of 5. It brought me back to the galaxy far, far away, and that's all I wanted. If you've enjoyed this review, drop a like and subscribe for the rest of the series as we head towards May the 4th, and let me know in the comments, do you see this as a great homage or just a remake? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.